multiply decimals by whole numbers. Now, there are 3 easy steps you need to follow. The first one is your biggest one because it's going to span into our next lesson, which is multiplying a decimal times a decimal. You need to make sure both factors are whole numbers, and you're going to count your jumps. You're basically just having a decimal and jumping it this way a set amount of times just so it gets changed into a whole number. The second step, you can do this, I'm sure, is to multiply. And the third step is to jump your decimal back however many places you jumped it forward in the first step. So let's work through 3 problems, and then this last one, number 4, you're going to work out independently and see what you get. So first problem is you have 2.61 times 5. Now whenever you're working it out, you got to think, well, what would be reasonable? I could round this to 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. If I round my 2.61 down, that means my answer should be bigger than 10. I'm hoping. Let's actually work it out. I'm going to jump my decimal over 2 times. And instead of it being 2.61, it's going to be 261. I'm going to count my jumps and say, okay, I had to jump it twice. Now it's time to multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry my 3. And 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. So I did my first step, my second step, and my last step is to take that decimal. I'm just going to drop it down. I'm going to take that decimal and jump it over however many jumps it took in the first step, which was 2. So now I have an answer of 13.05, which, if you go back, is kind of close to 10, and we know it's greater than 10, so that means that that problem checks out. Number 2, same thing. I need to jump my decimal. It took me 2 jumps. I put my 2 over to the side so I won't forget. Now I just multiply like normal. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 9 is 63. Carry my 6. 7 times 0 is 0. Plus 6 is 6. And 7 times 3 is 21. I'm done with my multiplying. Now I gotta drop my decimal down and jump it back 2 spaces. 1, 2. So my answer is 216 3/37. Now number 3 said, oh, this is a bigger problem, but I promise you all my steps are going to remain the same. I'm going to jump my decimal over to make it both whole numbers. I'm jumping over 3 places. I multiply it out. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 1 is 16. 5 times 9 is 45. 45 plus 1 is 46. I need to skip a line, and I'm going to put a 0. Before I go any farther, I'm going to cross out the stuff I used in the last one because I don't need it anymore. Now I multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 9 is 18. If I add up those numbers, I get 0. I get 10. 1 plus 6 plus 6 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 plus 8 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. I'm almost done. The only thing I have to do now is to jump my decimal back how many places? Well, I need to jump it back 3 places. So let's jump it back 3. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 23 300,000ths, or sometimes on tests they're just going to say, okay, it's 23.3, because that's not going to change the value. But that is how you multiply a decimal number times a whole number. What I want you to do is try out number 4 right over here, see what you get, and then check your answer against mine in the description. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.